All right, deputies, are you ready? Hello?
Yes, we're here. Are you
Okay.
ready?
I'm ready if you are.
Okay, we're pulling everybody now.
Okay.
All right, ladies, the judges on the bench, we're gonna all line up. I'll need 3 lines, make 3 rows from you, okay? And then fill in. So 3 ladies to the front, everybody else fill in. And then fill in. Next person, go to the next slide. Thank you. I'm gonna have you fill in the line right here for me, okay? All right, just get right here. Make 1 line for me right here. Good morning. Can you stand right here next to Ms. Jennifer right here?
All right. Are we ready, deputy?
Yes, we are ready. Everyone's out. The 5.
And can I confirm, I noticed, is Mr. Garcia out on bond? There was a Garcia.
Let me check our paperwork.
And while she's doing that, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is 10:01 a.m. This is first appearance here in April 20th of 2025. My name is Judge Marcus Thorpe, and I'm one of the associate magistrate judges here in Clayton County. Ladies and gentlemen, you are here this morning because, as I said, this is your first appearance. You are here for me to do a couple of things. But first and foremost, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is not your trial. I am not here to take a plea, and I am not here to try your case. And so we are not going to have any legal discussions about the specific facts of your case. The reason that I am here, ladies and gentlemen, is to advise you of the charges that you've been filed against you by the police, to advise you of certain rights, to set bond on those offenses for which the court is authorized to set bond, to schedule preliminary hearings, and determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. Each of you, ladies and gentlemen, has the right to remain silent. So please do not attempt to tell me specific facts again about your case or any legal defense that you believe you may have. We are streaming live, and in addition to that, this is being recorded, and there are also, of course, the deputies and other people around you that you make witnesses, including myself. In addition to the right to remain silent, each of you has the right to a presumption of innocence, the right to an indictment by grand jury for felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors, the right to a speedy and public trial by jury, compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf, to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you, testify on your own behalf, or offer evidence in your own defense, have an attorney represent you if you cannot afford one, so long as you qualify. And if there is anyone here who is not a citizen, please understand that there may be some charges that may affect your immigration status. And so you will need to consult an attorney after today's hearing. Now, as I said, in addition to advising you of what you've been charged with, my job is to also advise you of what your bond is. A bond being that amount that will allow you to be out while your case is pending. There are 3 ways to make bond. You can make bond by cash, commercial, or property. The first way, as I said, would be to make it by cash. The example I like to give would be if you are charged with, let's say, battery family violence, and I tell you that your bond amount is $6,000. That means that you would come to the sheriff's office, you or someone you know, with $6,000 in cash, where the sheriff would hold it, plus any fees that are due, and they would hold that amount until your case is closed, and then it would be returned to you. Now, if you don't have that full amount, I tell you your bond was $6,000, you would use a bonding commercial company. They typically require anywhere from 12 to 15% of the bond. The difference from a cash bond, however, is you don't get that 12 to 15% back. They keep it. Then the final way is a property bond. Either you or someone you know owns property, they can bring the deed down to the sheriff's office where the sheriff will hold that deed to that property, like a home, townhome, condo, and they will hold it until such time as your case is disposed of, whereupon you'll be allowed to then at that point go ahead and be returned to you. Now, in addition to getting bond this morning, if I tell you that you're allowed to have bond, there are what we talk about or what we call special conditions, ladies and gentlemen. There are some of you all that in addition to your bond, in addition to me telling you what your charge is, you will be advised of special conditions. That means, for example, again, if I tell you that you are charged with battery family violence, I will tell you that you are to have no contact with particular people or you are to stay away from particular people. Ladies and gentlemen, that means do not email them, do not write them, do not text them, do not DM, do not have any contact with them at all. Don't even do something as nice as buy them flowers, a gift, or write a song. Because any of that, ladies and gentlemen, would be a violation of my bond order and would bring you right back to jail, have you subject to additional charges such as influencing a witness or stalking, which are felonies, and up to $20,000 fines. If I tell you don't return somewhere, don't go back, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I know for some of you all, this may be places that you lived prior to the alleged incident. If it was a place that you were living at, and I tell you do not return while your case is pending, please, if you make bond, contact the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release, and they will escort you get any items that belong to you. Otherwise, again, as I said, if you were to return and the police are contacted, you will be in violation of my bond. If there is anyone here, ladies and gentlemen, that is actively on probation, please understand that I will not be allowed to give you bond. And if there are anyone who are charged with certain offenses, I will advise you that I cannot give you bond as well. Now, lastly, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, let me tell you about preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing is a hearing where you are present, the judge is present, and your attorney. They are present there to this is not your trial, to go over all of the evidence that is against you, determine if there is enough evidence for your case to go to the prosecutor. Now, if you are charged with felonies here this morning, ladies and gentlemen, and you don't make bond, your preliminary hearing is automatic. You'll get that hearing. If you are charged with misdemeanors, which the bulk of you are this morning, I will ask you, do you want your preliminary hearing? And then you will tell me either yes or no. If you tell me yes, I will go ahead and schedule a court date for that preliminary hearing. If you tell me no, then we will push it along to the solicitor's office so that it can be charged officially if they decide to do so. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and swear everyone in. If I could, ladies and gentlemen, each have every one of you all to raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the information that you're going to provide here this morning, as well as what you've provided on your court-appointed counsel sheets, is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? And if it is, please say I do. All right, you may put your hands down. Ms. Daya, can you hear me?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. I was having them confirm, I do not believe we have any Spanish-speaking individuals. Madam Deputy, were you able to confirm that? She's still there. Okay, so she may be checking, Ms. Daya, but there was one gentleman. Oh, go ahead, ma'am.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, did you hear that, Ms. Daya? We don't have anyone this morning.
Yes, sir. Thank you, and have a good day.
All right, you too.
Thank you.
All right, so Madam Deputy, we're going to go ahead and get started with the females on JOTS. I've got Ali, Avery, and Bradley. All right, if I could have up first, I believe it's Miss, is it Kyla Ali?
Yes. Okay.
All right, Miss Ali, my name is Judge Thorpe, as I said, and I'm here for your first appearance this morning, ma'am. You are charged with 1 count of misdemeanor driving with a suspended license, 1 count of turn signal violation, ma'am. Based on the information that you provided here this morning, ma'am, I am going to go ahead and release you. Ma'am, that does not mean that your case is closed. Let me be clear about that. It just means, however, that you will not have to remain in custody until such time as your case is called. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And so you need to make sure that when you are released later today, ma'am, that your best known address is on file so they'll know where to send your new court date, okay?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. If I could have up Miss Avery, then Bradley, Cage, and Dillard. Avery, Bradley, Cage, and Dillard. Are you Miss,
Oh, okay.
are you Miss Avery?
Yes, I'll go right here.
All right, Miss Avery, you are charged here with 1 count of battery family violence, ma'am. That is a misdemeanor. And so you have a right to a preliminary hearing, or you have a right to waive that hearing, ma'am. Which would you like to do? Have it or waive it?
Have it.
Okay, ma'am. So because you'd like to go ahead and schedule your preliminary hearing, so if you don't make your bond, only if you don't make it, your next court date will be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. and that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's going to be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. and that's going to be via Zoom.
Yeah.
Now you do have special conditions, ma'am, on your bond. First, your bond amount is $3,500, and you are to stay away from Ms. Marilyn Wells, as well as the address of 5998 Creekside Drive. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, now I understand that that was where you may have been living at the time. So like I said earlier, please understand you are not to return to that address unless your bond is modified or your case is closed. Within 10 days, if you have your release on bond, ma'am, you can go there so long as it's with the sheriff to get items that may belong to you, okay?
Okay.
Now, last thing, excuse me, ma'am. Miss Avery, the last thing that I needed to tell you here, or yes, Miss Avery, the last thing I need to tell you was simply that based on the information that you provided, ma'am, you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney, ma'am. And so what that means is if you want an attorney for your court case, you will have to hire your own. Do you understand that? Ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, any questions I can answer for you, ma'am?
Can you retell me my court date again?
It's gonna be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
Okay.
Okay, Miss Avery, did you hear that?
Yes.
Any other questions I can answer for you?
No.
Oh. Okay. All right, ma'am. Well, then that's all I have for you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Avery, can you have me sign right here?
All right, if I could have up next should be Miss Bradley. All right, are you Miss Bradley?
Yes.
Ms. Bradley, you are charged with 1 count of misdemeanor simple battery family violence. Ma'am, therefore, you have a right to a preliminary hearing, or you can waive your hearing. Would you like to have it or waive it?
Have it.
I'm sorry?
Have it.
Okay, ma'am. So your next court date, if you don't make your bond, ma'am, will be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. And that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's going to be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. And that's going to be via Zoom. Do you understand that, ma'am? Now, as to your bond amount here, ma'am, your bond amount on this 1 count of misdemeanor simple battery family violence is going to be $3,000. You do have special conditions, and they are to stay away from Justin Rollins in the address of 6668 Mount Zion Boulevard. Again, that's 6668 Mount Zion Boulevard. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Have you signed right here?
Next
Right
person.
after Cage, it should be Dillard and Thompson.
That's crazy.
Are you Miss Cage?
Sir.
Ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good morning, Ms. Cage. You are charged with 2 counts, 1 misdemeanor battery family violence, misdemeanor cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. And as they are both misdemeanors, ma'am, you have a right to a preliminary hearing, or you can waive that right to that hearing. Would you like to have it or waive it?
What's the consequence of waiving it right now?
It would just move your case a little faster to the prosecutor. So you're not asking for that additional hearing for the judge and the officers to review your case.
You said it again, repeat that for me.
If you want a judge, a second judge to review your case with the police, you and the lawyer, you would have your hearing. If you don't want that hearing, then you would say, I don't want a judge, and it'll move your case a little faster to the prosecutor.
I want it.
All right, ma'am. So I'm gonna go ahead and set your new court date. So if you don't get bond out, your next court date is gonna be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. And that's going to be via Zoom, okay? Again, that's May 20th, 8:30 a.m. And that's going to be via Zoom. Now your bond, ma'am, is $2,500 on the family violence, $3,500 on the family violence. And it's going to be $2,500 on the cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. And so your total bond amount, ma'am,
You gonna do them first or last?
it's $6,000. Now, ma'am, you do have special conditions, and they are to stay away from the alleged victim, Naya Kennedy, Cannady, and also the address of 1735 Port West Way. Do you understand that, ma'am?
That's my home. She moved out.
I understand, ma'am, but based on the information I have right now, I'm going to have to ask you to stay away from that address. Now, if in fact she has moved out, I've appointed you a lawyer here this morning. Let the lawyer know about that, and the lawyer will go ahead and get that bond modified, okay? Do you understand, Ms. Cage?
I really don't understand because I don't have no family, nowhere else to go. That's my house.
Yes, ma'am. But again, as of right now, I don't have this person, Ms. Kennedy, in front of me telling me she's no longer there. So when you get a lawyer, please let the lawyer know, hey, this person's no longer living there, and they'll know what to do to get you back in your home, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, should be Dillard and Thompson.
Good
morning.
Good morning. Are you Ms. Dillard?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Dillard, you are charged with one count of misdemeanor criminal trespass. Ma'am, again, that is a misdemeanor, so you have a right to a preliminary hearing, ma'am, or you can waive that right to the hearing. Would you like to have the hearing, ma'am, or waive it?
Have it.
All right, ma'am, so I am going to go ahead and grant you that hearing date. It's going to be May 20th at 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's May 20th at 8:30 a.m., and that'll be via Zoom so long as you don't make your bond. Now, as to your bond amount that I'm going to give you here this morning, being charged with one count of criminal trespass, your bond amount is $2,000. You do, however, also have special conditions, ma'am, and that is to have no contact with a gentleman by the name of Sherrod Dennis. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'll take them. You get one.
Right, and are you Ms. Thompson?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Ms. Thompson, you are charged here with one count of misdemeanor criminal trespass. Ma'am, you do have, because it's a misdemeanor, a right to the preliminary hearing, or you can waive your right to that hearing. Would you like to have that hearing, ma'am, or waive it?
Sir, I would waive it.
I'm sorry?
No, sir, I would like to waive it.
Okay, so I am going to show here this morning, ma'am, that you are waiving your right to a preliminary hearing. Now, that means after we are done here, the deputies will have a piece of paper for you to sign showing your waiver. As to the bond amount, ma'am, this one count, Ms. Thompson, of criminal trespass carry a bond amount of $2,000. You do have special conditions, and they are to stay away from a Mr. Darius Jackson, as well as from the address of 5801 Riverdale Road. Again, that's 5801 Riverdale Road. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, even though that is my home.
Yes, ma'am, and I understand that, but like I was telling the individual before you, with the information that I have here right now, you know, I don't have that individual doesn't live there. So if that has changed, or you know, or your name's on the lease or the deed, however, please let let your attorney know that, and then your attorney can be the one that can modify that bond for you. Do you see what I'm saying? So like right now, I don't know that the individual doesn't. All I have is showing that they are living there. But if that is not the case, they will be able to handle that for you at a later time. Do you understand?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, man.
Thank you.
Thompson.
All right, so that should put us off jots with the females. Ma'am, what's your name?
Baldwin.
Ms. Baldwin, did you fill out some the paperwork this morning?
Nobody gave me any paperwork. They just told me that my court date was today.
No, you're,
Okay, is your first name Javon Monique? Is that it?
Yes, Javon Monique Baldwin.
Okay. And I have here that you are not currently working. Is that correct, Ms. Baldwin?
I'm doing self-employment. I'm just doing deliveries right now.
Okay. So Ms. Baldwin, you are charged here with one count of misdemeanor battery. That carries a bond amount of $3,500. Ma'am, you do have special conditions and they, excuse me, and they are to stay away from the alleged victim here, a Mr. Cedric Johnson. Do you understand that?
Yes, we don't stay together. We never
And
stay.
that's fine. I understand that, but I just need you to understand you're to have no contact with him at all, though, okay?
That's fine.
Now, because you are charged with a misdemeanor, ma'am, you have a right to a preliminary hearing, or you can waive that right to the hearing. Would you like to have it or waive it?
I would like to have that.
All right, ma'am. So I'm going to show if you don't make your bond, your next court date is going to be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. And that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's going to be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. And that's going to be via Zoom. Do you understand that, ma'am?
I do.
Now, as far as what we've talked about so far, do you have any questions about anything?
I have a question, but it's not what we spoke about.
Okay, well, go ahead. What's your question?
Basically the alleged victim, Cedric Johnson,
Mhm.
I never, he's already stating that I never put my.
Oh, nope. You're getting into the facts of the case. Remember what I said at the very beginning, ma'am. I can't talk to you about that. You don't want me to talk about that because this is being recorded. Talk to your lawyer about that.
So it's no way possible for me to have a signature bond?
No,
Even,
ma'am, there is not with those charges.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Your Honor, good morning.
Good morning.
Is it possible, we got 5 inmates that we're trying to get sent back down real quick, they're being disruptive, but they're not on, can we do them first real quick?
If you just give me the names.
Okay. The first one is Barmer.
Okay. Yep. These all those guys that had the issue in the jail.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I know I've got Barmer here. Let's see. I think it was like 3 or 4 of them. Is Daniel is the next one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I got Daniel.
Jefferson.
Okay.
PS1, and open CC.
Who you got after that?
We got Scott. And the last one is McGar.
What's that last one?
McGar.
Oh, McGraw. Okay. So McGraw and Scott. Got it. Okay. Yep. If you want to put them in line in alphabetical order.
Hey, can you start with yeah, Barman.
Any of them have to sign?
No, they're not on.
Okay.
All right, we starting with Barman right now.
You okay?
Well, Scott may be on job. Let me see here.
No, you know, Scott on our system.
Okay, I'm gonna have to find his. I've got everybody else. Okay. All right. So I'm ready for Mr. Barmer. All right. So Mr. Barmer, you were charged with 1 count of battery. Obviously, you know it's while you've been in custody here, sir. That's a misdemeanor. Your bond amount here is $3,500, sir. I am going to give you a court-appointed lawyer here this morning, Mr. Barmer.
Sure.
Now, the only other thing I need to ask you is, with respect to your case, I'm sorry, Mr. Barmer, give me 1 second here. With respect to your case, because you are charged with a misdemeanor here, you have a right to a preliminary hearing, or you can waive that hearing. Would you like to have that hearing, sir, or waive it?
Had it here.
Okay, so it's going to be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, okay? Your next court date on this case is going to be May 20th at 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be via Zoom. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. I got a question, Judge.
Yes, sir.
So if I pay the bond, I'm still gonna sit, right?
Well, I mean, if I am understanding correctly, you're in there on something else, though, isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
So unless you've bonded out on that, you're still going to be in on that, even if you make this bond.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, sir. All right. Next up, if I could have Daniel.
Follow him, you gonna go through that round. Royal.
Maurice Daniel.
All
Oh, okay. All right. Are you Mr. Daniel?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Daniel, you are charged with 1 count of misdemeanor battery. That is a misdemeanor. Your bond amount, sir, is $3,500. So because it's a misdemeanor, sir, you have the right to a preliminary hearing, or you can waive that hearing. Would you like to have the hearing or waive it, sir? All right, sir. So your next court date is going to be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. and that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's going to be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. and that's going to be via Zoom. Now, sir, I am going to go ahead and grant you a court-appointed lawyer too. So you will have a lawyer that will work on this case for you, okay? Free of charge.
Yes, sir. And what the charge is again?
Battery, it's alleging that you assaulted someone while in the jail. All right, good luck to you, sir. All right, next up should be Jefferson.
Yes, sir.
Right, are you Mr. Jefferson?
Yeah.
Mr. Jefferson, you also are charged with misdemeanor battery in the jail for a bond amount of $3,500. I have given you a court-appointed lawyer free of charge, sir. Because you are charged with a misdemeanor, you have the right to a preliminary hearing, or you can waive that right. Would you like to have the hearing or waive it, sir?
I have the hearing.
All right, sir. Your next court date then is going to be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. and that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's going to be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. and that's going to be via Zoom. Good luck to you, sir.
One minute, Ron.
And you are Mr. McGraw, is that correct?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. McGraw, you are charged with one count of misdemeanor battery in the jail. I am going to go ahead and appoint you a court-appointed lawyer free of charge. Your bond amount, sir, is $3,500. The only other question I have for you is, sir, you have a right to that preliminary hearing, or you can waive that right. Would you like to have the hearing or waive it, sir?
I'd like to have my hearing.
All right, sir. So your next court date on this case is going to be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. and that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's May 20th at 8:30 a.m. and that's going to be via Zoom.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I got two, you got friends. Yeah.
What's your last name? I mean, your first name, excuse me.
Christopher.
Give me 1 second. Yep, I see your bid here. Give me 1 second, Mr. Scott.
All right.
So, Mr. Scott, you're on my, oh, here we go. All right. Mr. Scott, you were charged with one count of battery in the jail, sir. Your bond amount is $3,500. Because this is a misdemeanor, sir, you have a right to a preliminary hearing, or you can waive that right. Would you like to have that hearing or waive it, sir?
Yes, I want my preliminary hearing.
All right, so your next court date, sir, is going to be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. and that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's May 20th at 8:30 a.m. and that's via Zoom. Good luck to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, Your Honor, we're ready for the jots when you are.
Okay. All right, and I think I've got first Ashby is what I'm feeling. Yep, I've got, getting back in order on jots, I've got first up Ashby, then Barron, and then Dennis.
Okay, Ashby, come on. Hands behind your back. Barron. You're Barron? Right there.
The Ashby, Barron, and Dennis. All right, are you Mr. Ashby?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Again, my name is Judge Thorpe here, and I'm here for your first appearance this morning. So you are charged with one count of misdemeanor affixing a plate to conceal or misrepresent identity, one count of felony theft by receipt of stolen property, and one count of violation of a Georgia Controlled Substances Act, otherwise meaning that you were in possession of an illegal drug. Now, because you were charged with a felony, sir, if you don't make the bond I'm going to give you here this morning, your next court date is going to be May 21st at 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's May 21st at 8:30 a.m., and that's via Zoom. Now, after your bond, sir, the felony theft carries a bond of $5,000. The fixing the plate to conceal identity carries a bond of $1,000, and the violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act carries a bond of $3,500. Your total bond amount, sir, therefore, is $8,500. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, based on the information that you provided to me here this morning, sir, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to grant you an attorney free of charge. So you will have an attorney to assist you on your case, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Okay, start. We're just trying to confirm, what's his bond amount? We want to make sure it's right in.
I've got here 9,500, five on the theft, 35 on the
So that's-
DGCSA, and 1,000 on the plate.
Thank you, sir.
Should be Barron, Dennis, and Fambro should be next.
Where's Dennis at? Is he up here?
Dennis, come on, Dennis.
9,500. We gotta locate Baron right quick.
Okay, so then I'll take Dennis, Fambro, and Finn. Are you Mr. Dennis?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Dennis, you are charged with misdemeanor, one count of criminal trespass. You are also charged with one count of misdemeanor battery as well. Those are both misdemeanors, sir, and because they are misdemeanors, you have a right to a preliminary hearing, sir, or you can waive that right to the hearing. Would you like to have the hearing or waive it, sir?
I'll wait.
All right, so I am showing that you are waiving your right to your hearing. Once we're done here this morning, the deputies will have a piece of paper for you to sign, sir. Now, as to your bond amount, the misdemeanor trespass carries a bond amount of $2,500. The misdemeanor battery carries a bond amount of $3,500 for a total bond of $6,000. You do have special conditions, sir, and they are to stay away from Alexis Dillard and the address of 746 Garden Walk Boulevard. Again, that's 746 Garden Walk Boulevard. And as I said before, sir, if that's somewhere you were living prior to this alleged incident, please make sure if you make your bond that you get with the sheriff's office and they will escort you to get any items that may belong to you. Okay, Mr. Dennis? All right, sir. Good luck to you, sir.
You can start reading that, Dennis. You know your bond amount? Yeah.
Mr. Baron, your honor.
Go straight.
Okay. All right. Are you Mr. Barron?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Mr. Barron, you are charged here. Let me go back to you. One count of felony possession of a controlled substance, a second count of a separate felony controlled substance, and you were also charged with loitering or prowling. Because you were charged with felonies, sir, I have gone ahead and set your next court date for May 21st for your preliminary hearing at 8:30 a.m. That's via Zoom. Again, that's May 21st at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Now, just to advise you, sir, I have dismissed the loitering and prowling against you because of some information that was missing. And so the only charges remaining are the 2 felony drugs, okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, the bond amount for each of those is $5,000. So you carry a total bond of $10,000. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, that's all I have for you, sir. Good luck to you, Mr. Barron. All right, are you Mr. Fambro?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Mr. Fambro, you are charged here with one count of reckless conduct as a misdemeanor, one count of possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime as a felony, and one count of possession of a controlled substance, meaning otherwise a drug, as a felony. Now, because you were charged with felonies, sir, that means that if you don't make the bond I'm going to give you this morning, your next court date is going to be May 21st at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Again, that's going to be May 21st, 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Now, as to your bond amount, sir, the reckless conduct carries a bond of $2,500, the possession of a controlled substance, $5,000, and the possession of a firearm, $10,000. So your total bond, sir, is $17,500. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, I've gone ahead and I'm going to appoint you a court-appointed lawyer free of charge. So you will have a lawyer to assist you on your case, sir. And I believe, Mr. Fambro, that's all I have for you this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, to be Finch, Franklin, and Jackson. To be Finch, Franklin, and Jackson. And are you Mr. Finch?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Mr. Finch, you are charged here with 1 count of felony theft by receipt of stolen property and 1 count of misdemeanor possession of less than 1 ounce of marijuana. As one of those is a felony, sir, if you don't make your bond, your next court date, sir, is going to be May 21st at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Again, that's going to be May 21st, 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be via Zoom. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now, after your bond amount on the felony theft, your bond amount is $500. After the misdemeanor marijuana, your bond amount is $1,000 for a total bond of $6,000, okay? All right, sir, that's all I have for you this morning. Good luck to you.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Thank you. And are you Mr. Franklin?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Franklin, you are charged here with 1 count of misdemeanor open container and 1 count of felony possession of a controlled substance, otherwise a felony illegal drug.
Yes, sir.
Because you are charged with at least 1 felony, sir, your next court date, should you not make the bond I'm going to give you this morning, will be May 21st at 8:30 a.m., and that'll be via Zoom. Again, that'll be May 21st at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Now, you were initially charged with open container. I have dismissed that charge, sir. And so the only remaining charge against you is a felony drugs, and that bond is a total of $5,000. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Well, that's all I have for you. Again, a bond of $5,000. Your next court date, if you don't make that bond, will be May 21st at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Good luck to you, Mr. Franklin.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, should be Jackson, Royal, Smith, and White.
Just stand right here.
Jackson.
Yep, I've got Jackson, Royal, Smith, and White. Are you Mr. Jackson?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jackson, you are charged with 1 count of misdemeanor improper brake lights, 1 count of possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime, and 1 count of felony drugs as well. Because you are charged with at least 1 felony, sir, if you don't make the bond that I'm going to give you this morning, your next court date is going to be May 21st at 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's going to be May 21st, 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Now, your bond amount, sir, as to the improper brake lights is $500. As to the firearm, $10,000. And as to the felony drugs, $5,000 for a total bond of $15,500. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Other than that, sir, as I said, I have appointed you a court-appointed lawyer free of charge to assist you in your case. So you will have someone to work with you on it. Other than that, sir, you are free to go.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Are you Mr. Francis?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Francis, you are charged with 1 count of misdemeanor simple assault. Because this is a misdemeanor, sir, you have a right to a preliminary hearing, or you can waive that right to your hearing. Would you like to have your hearing, sir, or waive it?
Out of here.
All right, sir. So your next court date, should you not make the bond that I'm going to give you here this morning, is going to be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. And that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's going to be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. And that's going to be via Zoom. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now, because you are charged with this 1 count of simple assault, first, your bond amount is $2,000, but you do have a special condition as well, sir, and that is to stay away from the alleged victim here, a Mr. Justin McDermott. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right, sir, that's all I have for you, Mr. Royal, this morning. Yes, sir?
If I may address, I work security on
Okay.
on a property that this alleged assault happened on, and I'm a coordinator of a transition home in that area. So there's almost impossible for me to stay off that property to effectively run my program.
So here's what I will tell you, sir. Unfortunately, because of the information you provided, you do not qualify for a lawyer, court-appointed lawyer. But when you do get one here this morning, I would advise that information of your lawyer. But until such time as that gets modified or your case is closed in some way, I would tell you, if you see him coming in your direction, you need to go the other way, okay?
Yes, sir.
Any other questions I can answer for you, sir? All right, sir, good luck to you.
If not, go ahead on. You finish, Mr. Royal? Mr. Royal, I'm gonna have you.
And are you Mr. Smith?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Smith, you are charged with one count of felony theft by receipt of stolen property, sir. That is a felony, and so since you are charged with a felony, your next court date, should you not make the bond, Mr. Smith, that I'm gonna give you this morning, was going to be May 21st at 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's gonna be May 21st, 8:30 a.m., and that's via Zoom. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now, your bond amount on this one count of theft is $3,500. You do not have any special conditions. Now, the only other thing I need to tell you here this morning, Mr. Smith, is based on the information you provided, you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney. And so if you need one, you will need to acquire your own. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Yes, sir, you too.
And are you Mr. White?
Yes, sir.
Right, Mr. White, you are charged with one count of battery family violence as a misdemeanor. Now, because you are charged with a misdemeanor, sir, you have a right to that preliminary hearing I mentioned earlier, or you can waive your right to the hearing. Would you like to have the hearing, sir, or waive it?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry?
Yes, sir.
You'd like to have the hearing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you don't make your bond, Mr. White, your next court date is going to be May 20th at 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's going to be May 20th. That's 8:30 a.m. and that's via Zoom. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. That means I have to come here.
No, if you don't make your bond, you'll have it there, yes, where you are now. If you make your bond, you won't have that hearing at all, okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, after your bond amount, sir, the one count of battery family violence does carry a bond of $3,500, and you do have special conditions. They are to stay away from the alleged victim, Miss Sharon Hudson, and also to stay away from the address of 9316 Hidden Branch Drive. And 9316 Hidden Branch Drive. So if that's somewhere you were living, sir, remember what I said, you can't return there unless you are with the sheriff's office, any belongings that you have there, or your case is closed, okay?
I have a concern on that, sir.
Say that again, sir?
I have a concern on that.
Yeah, I'm listening.
That's actually my house.
Okay,
She's not on any of the bills.
okay,
I took the loan out myself for that house.
Okay.
It's already agreed to leave. She said she was leaving when I was picked up by the police.
okay. So let me say that I don't have any of that information in front of me. And so I have to stick with what I got, sir, and so you are not to return there. However, as I told you, you do not qualify. So once you get a lawyer, let them know what you and I just spoke about, what you just told me, and they'll know how to handle it, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. White.
All right, Mr. White, I just have, these documents for you to sign first.
All right, so that should be everyone on jot. I've got up first Mr. Butler. I've got Butler, Cox, and Johnson.
You can have that.
Right, are you Mr. Butler?
You know, your mom.
Yep.
Mr. Butler, you are charged here with one count of theft of services as a misdemeanor, sir. Because that is a misdemeanor,
I'm gonna go straight up.
you have a right to a preliminary hearing, or you can waive your right to a hearing. Which would you like to do, sir? Would you like to have that hearing or waive that hearing?
When will it take place?
Now, it would only be if you don't make your bond, and that hearing would be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. and that'll be via Zoom. Again, it would be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
You know when my bond is?
I'm gonna get there to it. What do you want to do about the hearing first?
Yeah, we can take the hearing if I'm still.
All right, so if you don't make your bond, it'll be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Now, as to your bond amount, sir, your bond is $2,000. And you do have a special condition, that's to stay away from this restaurant, Las Trojas, at 1869 Mount Zion Road. Do you understand that? Sir,
I say, yeah.
do you have any questions for me, sir?
No.
All right, sir, then you are good to go. Thank you. It should be Cox, Johnson, and after Johnson, I've got Caleb Olugundobe. Are you Mr. Cox?
Yeah, I'm Mr. Cox. How you doing?
I'm doing well, sir. Mr. Cox, you are charged with one count of felony theft by receipt of stolen property, sir.
Yes, sir.
That is a felony.
Yes,
And
sir.
so because you are charged with a felony, if you do not make the bond I'm going to give you here this morning, that you will, your next court date is going to be May 21st at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom if you don't make the bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. I mean, when you say make, there's, it like it has to physically be
Like
on.
if you don't bond out.
Yeah, okay. I can have someone.
Okay, now
Yes,
your
sir.
bond,
Yes, sir.
your bond, sir, is $10,000. And your next court date is, again, if you don't make the bond, as I said, will be that May 21st at 8:30 a.m. and that's going to be via Zoom. Now, I have gone ahead and appointed you a court-appointed lawyer, sir. So you will have a lawyer free of charge to assist you on your case. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
This way. How's you say?
And are you Mr. Johnson?
I am not.
What's your name, sir?
Spencer Carson. Oh, I'm Spencer Carson.
Go. Who you call for?
I was calling for Cedric Johnson,
Right.
but I can take Mr. Spencer since he's up here if you want to go. We can do it. You can come on up, Mr. Carson.
Okay.
Since you're right there, it's fine. Give me 1 second. Let me just find your paperwork. They had it backwards. They had you as Carson Spencer. in here.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yes, sir.
Let him go before you stay back.
All right, sir. So you are charged here with one count of misdemeanor speeding, one count of misdemeanor failure to yield, and then one count of DUI. Now, okay. So based on the information I have here, sir, this is a misdemeanor. Let me tell you first, I am going to give you a court-appointed lawyer if you need it. The bond on this speeding was already preset at $2,500. On the bond on the failure to yield is $500. So your total bond is $3,000. As to the DUI, sir, I have dismissed that charge because there was some information missing that needed to be there. Doesn't mean that it won't come back against you, but as of right now, that charge is no longer pending against you. Do you understand that?
Yes,
Now
sir.
that means, again, all you got remaining is the speeding and the failure to yield. Would you like to have a preliminary hearing on those charges or waive that and go ahead and send it to the prosecutor?
I want to, I guess if I waive it, what is that? I have to go.
It means it'll just move faster and you won't have a hearing about a speeding. That's it. I mean, you've got the most serious charge has been dismissed right now. So unless they bring it back, you would just be having a hearing about whether or not there's enough evidence to convict you for speeding.
Okay, I'll go that route. That's the easier route.
To waive it?
Yes.
Okay. So I am going to show that you are waiving your right to the hearing. As I said, the DUI has been dismissed. Your total bond, I'm sorry. Your total bond is $3,000, sir. As I said, you are waiving your right to that hearing. You know, if you make your bond on that speeding, sir, please make sure that you leave them with your best known address so they'll be able to send your next court date out, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, so am I able to, if I'm able to bond, I'll be able to get out today?
That's up to the jail. I don't have anything to do with that.
Okay. So, okay, so I just have to wait for it in the mail for,
Right, if and when you bond, if it's today as an example, yep,
Okay.
your court date will come in the mail.
okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, so then I've got Johnson, Ogunuwabi, Stackhouse, and Watts. Are you Mr. Johnson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Johnson, you are charged with one count of felony crossing the guard lines with an illegal substance. Because it's a felony, sir, your next court date is going to be May 21st at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom for your prelim. Should you not make the bond I'm going to give you. Again, it's May 21st, 8:30 a.m., and that's via Zoom. Your bond amount, sir, is going to be $10,000 on this charge. And I have appointed you a court-appointed lawyer to assist you on your case. Do you understand that?
Your Honor, may I say something? I understand this, but may I say something?
As long as you understand, be careful what you tell me now. You don't want to talk to me about the fact of your case. I'm not gonna stop you.
The case is so simple.
No, sir, no, sir, no, sir. We will not do that.
I had a
Please.
black
No,
mouth.
sir. No, Mr. Johnson, I can't talk to you about that. You're on a recording. If that's what we're gonna talk about, I gotta stop you.
So that's my only charge.
Yes, sir. As of right now, you got a separate ticket. You got a ticket charge. But that was the only charge that you were brought in on. Looks like you had an outstanding other charge here. It was a ticket for, let me tell you, obstruction as a misdemeanor. And I was going to tell you, I gave you a bond on that of 2,500. Looks like you got a ticket back on. It's the same day. They're saying you were obstructing. There was another female individual that was in the jail at the same time when you were being booked in. I don't have the police report on that, so I'm just telling you what it says on the ticket.
Hold on, wait a minute. So I got 3 charges or 2 charges?
2 charges. So you got on April 19th in Forest Park, looks like you were arrested for obstruction and given a ticket. Looks like it says here that you were talking to your girlfriend and preventing her from talking to an officer at Forest Park. And then when you were being taken into custody, they're alleging that they found an illegal substance on your possession, which is the crossing the guard lines. So that's why you have 2 separate cases.
Okay.
So I'll talk to the attorney, man. I can't get into the facts, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
When is you never told me my next court hearing?
Yeah, I did. It's because that's a felony. It's May 21st at 8:30 a.m.
May 21st.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Wow.
All right. And are you Mr. Caleb?
Stackhouse.
I'm sorry?
Stackhouse.
Okay. Mr. Stackhouse, give me 1 second here.
Yeah, see those numbers in there.
No, because that motherfucker, that shit keep dinging.
All right, so Mr. Stackhouse, you are charged with 1 count of robbery by intimidation as a felony, 1 count of obstruction of an officer, and 1 count of simple assault. Now, because you are charged with at least 1 felony, Mr. Stackhouse, if you don't make the bond that I'm going to give you here this morning, your next court date is going to be May 21st at 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's going to be May 21st at 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be via Zoom. Now, as to your bond amount, sir, your bond on the robbery is $15,000. On the obstruction, $2,500. On the simple assault, it's $5 grand. So your total bond, sir, is $22,500. You do have special conditions, sir, and they are to stay away from this Walmart where this was alleged to have happened, 6095 Jonesboro Road, as well as from the alleged victim, Mr. Patel, at the Walmart there on Jonesboro Road. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You said how I go up.
Check, bitch. Yeah.
Man.
Next.
No, seriously.
So I've got remaining are the gentleman's last name O and then Watts. What's your last name, sir?
Hold on, Toby.
All right, sir. Give me 1 second here. I've got your papers.
Oh, should I back up?
Sir, you are charged here with 1 count of aggravated assault as a felony, sir. Now, because you are charged with a felony, if you don't make the bond here that we're gonna discuss this morning, your next court date is gonna be May 21st at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Now, that is going to be for your preliminary hearing. You actually have 2 court dates, sir. Your next court date after your preliminary hearing is gonna be that same week, that Friday, May 23rd, 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, because I'm gonna no bond you this morning. So you're gonna get a bond hearing that week. So the 21st will be your preliminary hearing. The 23rd will be your bond hearing to reconsider bond. On that 1 count of aggravated assault, sir, it's a no bond on that. And you were also to stay away from the alleged victim here, Ibrahim Adiantu. Do you understand that, sir?
I'm sorry, sir. That's not the victim on my case. The victim on my case was my father.
Or excuse me, I apologize.
And can I also say this one thing?
No, sir. No, sir. You don't want to go. You don't want to go into
No, it's
the.
not about the case, sir.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, I was here yesterday for first appearance. I was given a preliminary on the 14th and a bond hearing on the 16th.
Okay. So for different charges.
No, it was for this charge in specific.
He was here, Your Honor.
And they gave. So why do you don't have any idea why they asked you to come back?
No, sir. They told me that it was probably for a new charge. But
So this is alleging, sir, that aggravated assault at the address of 5260 Heather Lane in Riverdale here in Clayton County, that you were involved allegedly again with an altercation with another individual, a Tunde Olaratongabe, and that you alleged to have tried to assault him by shooting him in the head, and then the witness, Mr. Ibrahim, intervened by grabbing the two parties. You believe you've already had a first appearance on this?
I had a first appearance yesterday, Your Honor.
Yesterday.
And I was given a preliminary on May 14th and a bond hearing May 16th.
Okay, so then I'll let them know. I'm going to go ahead and rip this up then, since I hear the deputies confirming that, sir. We won't do it again then, okay?
Thank you, sir. So my preliminary is May 14th?
Yep, you're going to stay with that day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Okay, so that should just leave Mr. Watts, I believe.
Yes, Your Honor. Last one. Thank you.
All right, so Mr. Watts, you are charged with one count of DUI and one count of improper lane change. Those are misdemeanors, sir, which means you have a right to a preliminary hearing, or you can waive that right to the hearing. Would you like to have the hearing, sir, or waive it?
I'm not sure.
So to protect you, sir, I'm going to go ahead and set the hearing day. I don't want you to not have it. It's going to be May 20th. So if you don't make the bond, I'm going to give you, it's going to be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. So your next court date, should you not make your bond, is going to be May 20th at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Now, as to your bond, sir, the DUI carries a bond of $3,500. The improper lane change carries a bond of $500. So your total bond, sir, is $4,000. Do you understand that?
And what do I need to pay for that?
Well, you can either pay the entire thing, which is a cash bond, $4,000 plus any fees to the sheriff, or a bonding company, you'd be required to pay about $5,000, or excuse me, about $500.
500.
Yes, sir, if it's to a bonding company. Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Good luck to you, sir. Deputies, I just want to make sure Rael Arnold was on my list. Did he bond out?
Rael Arnold.
Yes, ARNOLD.
Yes, sir. He bonded out.
Okay, and then we had the other guy bonded out. All right, so that should be everyone then, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Judge,
Yes.
Judge,
Uh-huh.
you have the juvenile, two juveniles.
Oh, did I get some? Oh, okay, I apologize. I got some paperwork here on my email. Give me 1 second, deputies.
All right, Judge.
Thank you for letting me know that. I sure didn't see this. Is there deputies, do you all have a Yasiri Kennedy?
Yes, sir. You want me to turn on the camera?
Yes. Is he online? Yes, I know sometimes they'll separate them. So, okay. All right. Mr. Kennedy, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, Mr. Kennedy, I apologize. I think looks like your paperwork was sent to me while we had already started here.
Okay.
So, sir, you are charged here with one count of armed robbery, one count of, I see here also aggravated battery.
Yes,
And
sir.
then also a second count of aggravated battery. So two counts of, one count of armed robbery, 2 counts of aggravated battery, from an allegation on April 19th, in that they're alleging you committed a theft for an iPhone and took it from an individual by the name of Josiah Lockett. Now, reviewing here, what I have here, it also says here that during that altercation that you caused Mr. Lockett to sustain a broken nose. And again, these are just allegations. I'm just letting you know what it says. And that also you caused harm to a Sean Thomas, injuring his left arm, abdomen, and left and right legs by shooting him. Now, based on the information that I have here, sir, before me, I am going to have to put you on a no bond status here this morning. And so I'm gonna give you 2 new court dates. So your next court date, sir, you're gonna have 2. The preliminary hearing will be May 21st at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. And then you'll have a second bond hearing, a bond hearing on May 23rd at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. So again, I'm no bonding you this morning. Preliminary hearing on May 21st, your bond hearing on May 23rd. Do you understand that? Now, Mr. Kennedy, I am going to go ahead and appoint you a court-appointed lawyer this morning. So you will have a lawyer free of charge. Mr. Kennedy, I don't see it here, but I'm sorry?
Well, I'm gonna be able to talk to my lawyer, or am I paid for a lawyer?
You said when? Say that again, Mr. Kennedy?
When is I'm going to be able to talk to my paid for lawyer?
So you're saying, sounds like you're saying you or someone you know has retained one for you. So it really is as soon.
I thought y'all was gonna provide one for me.
Oh, yes, we do. So I don't have any control over, sir, unfortunately, when they'll come see you. So unfortunately, I can't answer that question for you, when they'll be able to get to you. Unfortunately, I have no control over that.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Well, that's all I have for you, sir. Good luck to you.
One more.
And let's see. Are you Mr. Epps?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Mr. Epps, I apologize. This was yours, the second count of aggravated battery here. Oh, so it's all in the same packet. Okay, so Mr. Epps, you are charged with the 1 count of aggravated battery and that you allege to have harmed Mr. Sean Thomas and shot him 7 times on the 19th of April. So excuse me, I need to I'll let Mr. Kennedy know. Mr. Kennedy is just charged with the 1 count of aggravated battery, 1 count of ag assault. You are charged with the 1 count of ag battery. So no armed robbery against you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, based on the allegations here, sir, I am going to no bond you as well, Mr. Epps. So that means just like Mr. Kennedy, you're going to have 2 court dates, May 21st at 8:30 a.m. for your preliminary hearing. And then your bond hearing is going to be May 23rd at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. And I'm also going to give you a court-appointed lawyer as well, okay? Do you understand that, Mr. Epps?
Sure.
Is there a deputy right there with you?
I'm right here, sir.
Deputy, can we have them fill out a CAA, even if it's a blank one, just put their names on it so that I can sign it and let the courthouse know that they've got court-appointed lawyers?
Yes, sir. I will do that, Judge.
And just send it over to me. Thank you.